Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Caroline's Closet Everyday Life with me, Caroline Kamal. So over the last few weeks we've been talking about lessons that I've learned from my father, and this is the third week we talk about it, and today I want to talk about not fighting in front of your children, or keeping your differences as a couple away from your children. Now growing up, I remember, I think I said in the beginning when I started doing this video that I grew up in a family that had a lot of love and laughter. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love, and we had a lot of laughter, and we knew that home was a safe place for each and every one of us. And it was even made safer because we never ever, I cannot remember seeing my parents fight in front of us. They probably had a disagreement, maybe once or twice, but I have never had my father raise his voice to my mom. I have never had my mom do it either. And you know, growing up, of course, when we were younger, when I was probably 8, 10, I thought that was normal. You know, that is how families live. But you know, later in life, now that I'm a grown up, and you know, in my own family as well, I'm appreciating that that might not always be the case. You know, that we were very fortunate to be able to grow up in that kind of environment. My father, I remember when we were older, my brother and I used to ask, Nakwani, you guys don't fight? Like, why are you always laughing? Because every day in the morning when they're coming out from their bedroom, they would always be laughing, or they're talking about one thing or another. And we used to wonder, what is this that these guys have been talking about for the last 20 years of their life, you know? And I remember last year, late last year, in December actually, my mom and dad celebrated their 25 years of marriage, 25 years since they officiated their marriage. And I remember my dad, of course, when he woke up to speak during that celebration, he actually did say the same thing. He said that, you know, he was lucky to have a wife who has supported him all his life. And he actually said that, you know, he cannot remember them having a serious argument. And I remember the priest, when the priest woke up to speak, they said there's no way this can be, you know, there's no way you can be in the same house and you're not fighting. And you know, sitting in that congregation, I thought, yes, there's a way, because I've not seen it myself. And I know they must have had their differences. I am sure they must have had days that they thought about things. They had, each and every one had their own opinion about something. But I can tell you this for free, that they never at any one time showed us. These are not differences that were resolved in front of us. If they had problems, be it in their relationship, be it in money, be it whatever it is, they did not allow us to see these issues. They were never, I have never seen my dad even point a finger at my mom. I have never seen my dad say, you know, spendi chakula rudisha, you know, because those are stories I've had with my friends, and I always thought, my God, like, is this how people live? Because my upbringing was totally different, which is both a good and bad thing, because I feel like growing up, while my parents, I thank them for the kind of environment they afforded, they gave us, I also feel like I grew up very shielded from the realities of life, because I did not know that people fight in relationships. I did not know that there's dishonesty in relationships. I thought that, you know, if somebody says, you know, they love you, they're going to be your partner, they will support you through health, through sickness, through, you know, and I've lived a totally different life. And of course, this is something I'll be talking about in videos to come, about, you know, the challenges that I have found in my own life, in my own relationships, and just how I've been able to maneuver through them. But I can confidently say that my parents did not, I don't know, they never showed me, they never showed us that part of them, that part of their life. And what that has done for us as siblings, what that has done for us is, it has helped us know that it has given us a totally different view about family. That, you know, despite today, the divorce rate being so high, that it can still work in families. Families can still work, you know, that good men are still there, good women are still there. As long as there's open communication in relationships, that these relationships can still work. And at the end of the day, this is how God designed it to be for the children. It's safer that way. And I'm not saying that you need to put up or be in a bad relationship, or, you know, you're in a violent relationship and, you know, you stick to it because of your children. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it is possible to achieve good marriages, to have good relationships. It's possible to cultivate healthy, whole relationships in our families like we did when growing up. So I hope today from that you can learn to create that environment for your child. Differences will always be there in families. You probably have issues of finances. Life is tight nowadays, you know. Finances are a big one in families today. Many families are breaking up because of finances. But can you be able to talk about those issues away from your children? You know, from what I've learned from my parents, these things can work. You can be married for 30 years. You can be able to, your children can be able to grow old saying, you know, my mom and dad are still together. My mom and dad are happy. My mom and dad support each other. It is possible, but it takes work. Every day try to water this grass, to make sure that it's green, to make sure that it's healthy, to make sure that, you know, your kids are happy in it, to make sure that, you know, at the end of the day, you have someone who, in your old age, you can say, anyway, we've walked this life together, and you've been my rock, I've been your rock, and life has been worth living with you in it. So it's possible. Stop fighting in front of your children. I hope, I don't know whether it made so much sense, but the idea at the end of the day is let's keep our fights away from our children. If we can do that, I think we'll raise more stable families, more stable children. Caroline's Closet returns in just a bit. Please share, please subscribe.